they're going to give us some point of reference along with from a biblical standpoint about that particular question. Does slavery still exist? Has it changed its face? And why? Okay. So it's an article that they have that says what's behind the scourge of human trafficking. We're going to look at what is human trafficking and what instigates and drives it, as well as who are its victims, okay? And how will it come to an end, okay? It opens up by saying, while slavery has long been banned by most governments, okay, the despicable practice continues today along with the form of the slave trade. Okay, so right out the gate, the question for this episode for us is, does slavery still exist? Yes, it does. Okay, yes, it does. I could go more into other things in regards from some other aspects of it. Slavery never actually, in my opinion, ended for when we're talking about African American people. It just took a different form. Okay, that's my personal opinion, and I've done some episodes in regard that touched on it. I didn't go really deep into it, but slavery never ended for us, okay, as well as other people. Now they've changed the name, they've rebranded it, but it never actually ended, like a lot of things. When I think about it, I think about a coworker asking me, a couple of coworkers asking me, more so not asking, but saying, I've spoken about this before, telling me, aren't you so glad that discrimination and prejudice is finished and that it doesn't exist anymore? And I stayed quiet because I didn't, no offense to those people, but I knew that discrimination and prejudice, it still existed. It was still alive, and it's still alive and well. So it never went away. I wasn't really sure if the individuals in question were trying to convince me of something. Did they actually believe that it ended? Or what exactly? And I didn't, like I said, I didn't say anything. I just stayed quiet. I was always raised, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I just didn't seem like that was the place to get into any kind of a debate about it, because it seemed like this person, the people involved were people that I didn't really know, and you just kind of try to read the room and say they believe this, so I'm just gonna let it ride. Just let them believe what they want to believe. Some people may not agree with me on that. We'll agree to disagree. Okay, so then it goes on to say, the despicable practice continues today, along with the form of the slave trade, which is the heinous crime of human trafficking. It involves the recruitment or capture, as well as harboring or transporting of people into a condition of crushing control, abuse, and exploitation, with victims often literally being bought and sold. That sounds like what? Slavery. Now, today's practice of heartless human bondage is a transnational criminal enterprise fueled by demand for cheap labor and commercial sex, generating more than $150 billion profit annually. Look at that. It's a low-risk scheme, okay, for slavers and slaveholders due to minimal public concern, ineffective laws, and social blame, often directed towards the trafficked victims themselves. Emphasis on victims. Such slavery is even advocated among Islamist extremists. ISIS, Boko Haram have become notorious, in recent years for enslaving women and girls. In July 2023, the media company Angel Studios released the motion picture Sound of Freedom, based on a true story about a former U.S. government agent rescuing children from ruthless child traffickers. The film has heightened the public's awareness of the worldwide impact of child sex slavery.